So today is the day. Today is the day where all the marbles get stacked up and we reach max. It's been a long time coming. Um, I'm a little tired. I wasn't feeling good yesterday, so I didn't sleep much. Um, but here we are now. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and we're, I guess you could call it two steps, two steps away now. I need to hunt 3,500 more rainbow crabs. I know on the last video, which was I don't even know how long ago now, I was still doing pillar coral, but I upgraded to umbral just because it's better. Like it's just better. It's just better to do it. Um I switched, like I said, I just switched and used up the last of our supplies at mixology. Mixology is now no longer like an option. You don't have to do it. Um, coral, umbral coral is literally like it's UIM cord herbal meta now, which is pretty crazy considering like I feel bad for those guys that spent the last 2, 3 years doing herb runs and mixology and like even hunter now you really only like in my case, I'm going to hunt the chins that I need for 200 mil ranged, for example. But then you leave the rest alone. You don't do rumors, you don't do boar. You save it for crabs because you're talking you can do up to 5 coral runs in a day. So you're time locked essentially to an X amount. Now, you could pull up to 500 in a day being the case. So, in a year's time, you're going to need to hunt more than 30 million XP worth of rainbow crabs, which this method here is 150k an hour, 155k an hour, which is it's not bad at all considering how useful this is. Well, that being said, coral will get you like 40 mil 40 mil herblore a year if you stay consistent with your runs. And that being said, you need to get about 30 to 40 mil hunter worth of crabs as well. So you want to save as much hunter as you can. Now, plans directly after max. A lot of things have changed in my mentality of what I want to do after max. Going full on DMP, which for those of you that know what that means, you know what that means. Now, this game mode, there's some adjustments that will need to be made. Um, I can only go from 25 to 100 mil thieving. Now, that's because about 75 million of it needs to go to Master Farmer, and another 25 or so has to be saved for the reinforced chest and the tarnished chest because you need to pickpocket the chests for the umbral seeds and pillar seeds because you want to pay for your umbral. It's worth it to hunt pillar to pay for your umbral. So you need to save an allotted amount for pickpocketing the chests. So like for example, when I finish max today, I'll go and I'll start the thieving grind to 100 mil, and then I'm gonna be streaming again and starting in May. So once I come back in May, I want to stream finishing 200 mil fire making. Between that and you have to forgive me, my talking to people skills aren't very good right now. Haven't talked to many people lately, and I think I'm lagging in game too because of the hotspot I'm on. Oh well. But yeah, we've been gaming on our mobile hotspot for the past few weeks. I think I described in the last video that other people were relying on me to pay the internet for the house, and that just isn't happening. And by the time I make another video, I'll be moved out of here by then. But yeah, so the last few weeks we've been having to play on shitnet, but we've managed to stay like top 30 EHP monthly and whatever. Um, so that's cool, I guess. Um, I'm tired. I took like a small nap because I have to work later on today, but I wanted to play as much as I could in the morning before I have to actually leave. So here we are. Here we is. Now, what I plan on doing is, like I said, I want to finish the immediate goals are to hit 1 bill XP. Um, I'll be top 100 when I'm like 900 mil. I think I think when we max, we'll go from like I think we're going from like rank 575 on the high scores page to like 125. So that's a very nice leap, and that'll be very motivating to get top 100, which that's our first like 1 bill and top 100. Those are our first like big post max goals plans. So looking forward to that. And goal is to finish thieving. Well, I can get 100 mil thieving, then finish tot, and then this is completely new, and I haven't talked about doing this until right now. But I'm gonna hunt. I'm gonna hunt and throw my own red chins for 200 mil range, and that process of doing the hunter, the thieving, the range that I'll be doing, and the fire making that I'll be doing, I'll be like 1.2 bill pretty pretty quickly actually. Like DMP V3 basically is what we're talking about here. Just pedal down, XP up, number go up. Um, I want to get top page, and I want it to happen within the next few years, not the next half a decade. Now, I had plans of like rune crafting and agility and like taking sort of the hours route, but I could still get good hours and gain XP. Now, I stream. I'm somebody that wants to go back to streaming too when I can. And I hate to say it, but like if I do agility or rune crafting and I'm rank 90 EHP, but I'm rank 240 in XP, you shouldn't care what other people think or say, whatever, but I've been here before. I've been there before. If you put your EP rank in your title, 9 out of 10 people will come in and tell you, you're not ranked, blah 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 blah. It says on the highest score, so you kind of have to like if you're gonna be streaming and you're gonna be making ranks like the focal point, you kind of have to go the high scores ranks, and like Slayer, something like Slayer, for example. I'm gonna be starting Slayer years sooner than I thought I was because of my mentality change. But Slayer is awesome because it's app and it's XP. It's good XP. So it's getting to that point is like a best of both worlds type thing. And then like finishing Wintertot is a rite of passage. Thieving is a rite of passage. The hunt your chins, throw them. That's meta. That's meta. So that's going to be nice. But like I said, I have to leave Hunter alone after I hunt those chins because I need to save the rest for crabs. If you don't know much about the method, you can look into it in the UIM chord. Even though I think it's cringe that the one of the videos clips of a coral run is from One False Step, who used to hold this key down for NMZ. I'm not sure if he still does, but he's a fucking cheater. So I think it's kind of cringe that he's on the video of how to do a coral run. But you know, it is what it is. The community pedestals people like that. So whatever. But yeah. So they have some word on the method in the UIM chord. If you're in there, you can check. If you're not, don't even worry about it. But anyway, yeah, Coral is meta now, so it's exciting. Um, I really like. I was prepared for it, but really didn't want to. Like, I was gonna have to do like 10 herb runs a day, like 8 or 10 a day, to keep up with the demand, like to keep up with what I would want for Mixo at the end of each couple, like after like every like 10,000 herbs, I was gonna stop and do mixology and repeat. Well, they go and bring this out, and it really just makes me happy that like a lot of people gave me a lot of shit when I was maxing. Well, I'm not maxed yet, but we will be by the time people see this. People give me a lot of shit because they're like, "Oh, you did herblore. You saved that. You're not going to be able to train herblore. You don't like herblore." You didn't. I left herblore because I I didn't know like something like coral was going to happen, but I also didn't want to touch a skill that could potentially get changed in one way or another. Well, thank God, lucky me that I didn't do much herblore. That I literally only got 99 just recently because like something like coral coming out is meta changing because now the only pots you need are range some armadillo pots for when you're chinning. You'll need some staminas for sepulture and some other things. You need a piss load of prayer pots and super restores for Slayer. But then you don't need to make you don't need to make brews anymore. You don't need to make stams anymore. You don't need to make potions at you don't need to make herbs. You don't need to go to mixology. You don't ever have to go there again if you don't want. Like I already have my prescription goggles, and I also have like a 250,000 points that I haven't spent. That I'm going to spend them all on drugs. Now I'm going to spend all those points on the potion packs, obviously. So that's going to be cool. We'll get a lot of fucking pots out of that, which would be great. It'd just be nice to have them. Um, yeah, so I wanted to make a video, little update on what's been going on, and I'm happy to say today is the day. Later today, later today is the day of the day that we max. Um, I'm so broke on GP that this is my GP. I can't even afford my cape when I hit max. I have to go and do Artie Nights right away, which is the plan either way. Is to go to Artie Nights, but yeah, so we can't even afford our cape once we max. Let's see, we got about 5 hours of crabs left. To have the way coral works is you get fine fish offcuts. Those become your bait. Catch the rainbow crabs. You crush pestle mortar them into a paste, and then you put the umbral coral in unfinished vials of water. Make umbral coral pot unfinished, and then you use the paste on it in your inventory, so it's pretty fast. Like making armadillo pots is pretty fast, and they're 207 XP each, I believe. So it's a pretty neato thing that they did. Didn't expect it. Didn't expect any sort of changes to come to Herblore. I thought with mixology, especially because like one of the sweats in the community, um, not gonna name drop them because I don't want to give them any clout, but one of the sweats in the community came up with nah, I don't care. I like the guy. I'll drop him. Fate Poppy came up with like it's like 110K an hour mixology method, but like it's one of the sweatiest, most like autistic things I've ever seen. Like when I did Mixo over the past few weeks, I would there would be times where I would just do like 3 orders at a time, and then there was times where I would like put like ALAs, MMAs, like all the combinations, as many combinations as I could in my inventory, and then do it that way. It just is so. It was just so ass. It was just such an ass place to be, and I don't miss it, and I will never go back. Um, yeah. So that being said, I told you guys I wanted to make a video when we were gonna be close to maxing, and we're very close now. So just wanted to I wanted to thank the people that have sort of been around since the death of the hardcore, which is just over 2 years now. I wanted to thank the people that have been around and, gave a positive response to me continuing on as a UIM instead of just dropping the game when I died. And the people that don't believe in me and talked shit and said, yo, he's gonna make it a burnout. You could suck my small little dick. And I hope it pisses you off that we're going to max today.